Apart from the exploitation of natural resources like minerals, oil, timber and water, the redesigning of some aspects of nature through human architecture and innovativeness have contributed immensely to the socio-economic development of many countries. Today, we are taking you into a natural habitat of trees, shrubs and herbaceous plants as we remind ourselves of our heritage. We visit Bonsu, a community in the eastern region.
The Arboretum is the heart of Bunso, a predominantly farming community in the East Akim Municipality in the eastern region. The history of the Arboretum dates back to the early 1900s. The Arboretum is located 120 kilometers north of Accra and 150 kilometers south of Kumasi off the Accra-Kumasi Highway at the Bunso junction. The 40-acre forest reserve that hosts the Arboretum falls under the Akim Ebuakwa Traditional Council, who leased it to a mining firm in the early 20th century for surface mining before it was given to another company known as African Products Department for rubber and cocoa plantation in 1917. In 1946, the facility was acquired by the Plant Genetic Resource and Research Institute of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, which has managed it ever since.
In the year 1935, British Abrofuminu, Agric for Bakudidi Vigilex, and Bakudidi.
Two British men by name David Gillett and Frank Thompson, agricultural researchers, used this place as a research center and named it Arboretum.
Research center. Mudi Society Arboretum company no longer needing Abaya Bunsu Eco Park. But you bragad in Manasa, you feel Mudia, the friend Bunsu Arboretum.
The Oxford Dictionary defines an arboretum as a botanical garden devoted to trees. It holds trees, shrubs, and herbaceous plants, which are cultivated for scientific and educational purposes.
Research center.
We can't only use trees in Ghana for research purposes, so other trees from other countries were brought into the center.
Every Abuchi, any country be free air, Ebaham, and only some monkey nuts, Brazilian nuts, there will be set tallow nuts. There
are about 610 different species of trees. The herb garden is useful for food, medicine, and aromatics. There are also 110 species of birds and 300 species of butterflies. The Arboretum hosts all indigenous trees found on Akim land. The trees are made up of timber species, medicinal, rare trees and fruits. Half of the area is a semi-deciduous forest, while the other half is made up of indigenous trees along with fruits, nuts and timber tree species. The forest reserve has some of the rare tree species including Garcinia cola, known locally as chiapia, reputed for its health benefits. Other tropical tree species found at the center include okri, mostly used for dugout canoes, and alpha and omega trees used for local sponge saporia. Among the cherished assets of the Arboretum is the 4-room self-contained guest house of a colonial architecture built by two Englishmen, Mr. Frank Thomas and Mr. David Gillett.
Omobodina, Omusima Queen Elizabeth, and the first visitor of Bagana Hanu, Ahona, Ekodai. Aside that, ex-president Kwame Nkrumah
Saporie. Among the cherished assets of the Arboretum is the 4-room self-contained guest house of a colonial architecture built by two Englishmen, Mr. Frank Thomas and Mr. David Gillett.
Omobodina, Omusima Queen Elizabeth, and the first visitor of Bagana Hanu, Ahona, Ekodai. Aside that, ex-president Kwame Nkrumah
support Arboretum Eco-Tourism Center.
In the year 2012, Anna Omoko Kakum National Park, Tepus, Onomoko Papa Bakwa, na
The canopy walkway was constructed in the late 2013.
The canopy walkway is 280 meters long and 35 meters high, meandering through giant trees in the forest. It was completed in 2014 and is the second in Ghana after the Kakum National Park in the central region. The Kakum National Park is the only park in Africa with a canopy walkway stretching 350 meters or 1,150 feet long and connecting 7 treetops. The Bonsu Arboretum has a canopy walkway for adults as well as a canopy walkway and a children's park. For tourism attractions in the eastern region, 2 places often come to mind: the Ebri Botanical Gardens and the Botik Waterfalls. Well, now you know about the Bunso Arboretum, which attracts about 200 visitors on average during public holidays. The experienced tour guides have a fascinating history of the place. Many say perhaps with more investment, the Arboretum could become one of Ghana's major tourist attractions.